Ranking every Parfum de Marly perfume from my least favorite to my favorite, I have basically every single women's Parfum de Marly, and all except for Sudbury, which has been discontinued. It was the one in the white bottle and the gold cap. That one was phased out a long time ago, although I remember it being a really nice tuberose fragrance. Nevertheless, I'm going to give you my thoughts on these. Actually, I think it's 11 of them. 11 Parfum de Marly perfumes for women. I'm going to rank them from least favorite to favorite, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I rank these 11 Parfum de Marly perfumes, I'm going to be ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite. I'll let you know what I think about them, whether I enjoy them personally or if I would like to smell them on a woman, so on and so forth. But before I start the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, of course, we have a lot of different personalities included or embedded within these compositions, right? So we have something for the more mature and sophisticated, distinguished woman. And then, of course, we have some for somebody who's a bit more youthful and on the playful side of things. We have a lot of fantastic fragrances if you're looking to maybe go on a date, or maybe if you're just running errands, right? So I love the fact that there are so many options that you can choose from. Parfum de Marly keeps a very wide array. So it's this thing called olfactive mapping. So they want to make sure that they have a little bit of every personality, and their catalog is quite extensive. Look, do not blind buy, right? I know these perfumes are very expensive. Get a sample at scentsplit.com. This is not a sponsored video. They don't even know I'm making this video, but I want to put you on to a really good service where you can get a sample, a decant, what have you. This way you will end up saving a lot of money and you don't have to blind buy a fragrance for $200-300 only to realize that it didn't work on your skin. The one in the bottom spot, like I said, Sudbury, I never got around to purchasing it for the simple fact that it was discontinued. I remember it being a really good tuberose fragrance. Well, we have Darcy. So Darcy is actually very nice, and this is a lot of patchouli and rose, and I recommend this perfume to women all the time, especially the women that come up to me and they say, look, I've worn a lot of Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel, and I'm looking for a niche upgrade. What do you recommend? I always tell them to check this one out because, in my opinion, it's very similar. So for that reason, and I actually own a bottle of Coco Mademoiselle, and I can tell you just off the atomizer here, it smells very similar. So it's not very original, in my opinion, but if you're looking for a niche version of Coco Mademoiselle, if you want to be able to tell people that you're not wearing Coco Mademoiselle, and it is a beautiful bottle with the gold tassel and the black tassel, but the gold bottle, it's a really nice presentation and the longevity on it is incredible. So the next one is Meliora. Now with Meliora, again, you have the blackcurrant, you have the rose. So this is a floral expression. It's a bit on the musky side of things as well. Yeah, it's very easygoing, very easy to wear. And I think this is one that would appeal to a lot of people's tastes just because it's not too daring. It's not too bold or assertive. This one is definitely on the more casual side of things. So if you're just looking for something that you can wear when you're running errands, I think that one would be amazing. Now, Safanad, right? Safanad, it's my dryer. Now, Safanad is a really good orange blossom perfume. And the thing with this one is it's very diffusive. It also has some sparkling fruits in the opening, and it has this clean, velvety, musky base. But the orange blossom is the star of the show. I always consider it a toss-up between this one and L'Artisan Parfumeur Sevilla L'aube. I always say those two are like the best orange blossom perfumes on the market, and just looking at the color of the liquid in the bottle, you know this one is going to perform well. We have Athalia. So this one is more formal. Definitely gives formal vibes. You're looking for something to wear on a night out, something that's distinguished, something that is more on the elegant side of things. You're going to go with Athalia. This one is a bit more casual. This one is very, very formal. The iris in here is just very smooth, very elegant. I really appreciate it for that reason. Cassily. Cassily is a great plum, fruity, and slightly floral fragrance. It also gives off, I know it's not in the note breakdown, but it gives like peach apricot vibes, and maybe that's because of the color of the bottle kind of subconsciously influencing me, but I think this is also a very easygoing, easy to wear fragrance. I am personally a fan of Cassily, and of course now we're getting into some of the ones that I really enjoy, and Cassily is also a great youthful casual fragrance. Delina La Rosée. Now this is a fragrance that takes the Delina DNA and it makes it a bit lighter. So it adds this morning dew accord in the perfume. And with this one specifically, you have the rose, the lychee, the peony, the vanilla has been dialed back significantly. So it can almost be looked at as a diet Delina. I'm going to coin it. Diet Delina. You take away the vanilla, not taking it away completely, but you dial it back, you subdue it, and then you enrich some of the brighter, fresher tendencies. You're going to get Delina La Rosée. Palatine. So this, and I stand by what I said before, this is the brand's most versatile perfume. Any season, any occasion, any type of personality. So I have to smell this again. The violet that is in here is so enveloping. It's so beautiful. It is so bright, so easygoing. But then you also have this pear note in the opening, so it's very sparkling. It gets your attention right away. And it dries down to something very amicable. You have a touch of vanilla, but nothing overbearing. Definitely a stronger vanilla than Delina La Rosée. But Palatine, incredibly versatile. So if somebody says, look, I just don't want to take any risks. I want something that is versatile, very easygoing. It's going to be Palatine or it's going to be this one, right? Meliora. I think those are the two most versatile fragrances that the brand manufactures, right? Of course, Delina is an incredibly safe perfume to recommend, but there's something about Palatine that makes it really palatable. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Delina Exclusive. Now, potentially this is my favorite, right? This is a beautiful take on Delina, adding that amped up Madagascan vanilla, and that's going to be the main difference, right, between Delina Exclusive and Delina La Rosée. One is more bright and airy with less vanilla. The other one has a lot more vanilla, much denser, darker, richer, thicker. Delina Exclusive really is a beautiful fragrance. Very sensual, very flirty, great for a night out. And it does employ a sense of confidence as well that I really appreciate. In the number 3 spot, okay, now like top 3, you know what they're going to be, just unsure of the order, I suppose. Valaya. Valaya is such a queen. Such an amazing fragrance, right? Like Valaya has that bright, sparkling citrus opening with that orange blossom. It is not a thick, syrupy orange blossom like this one, but it's definitely on the airy side of things, very confident, very easy to wear. Now, aside, or I guess in contrast to Palatine, Palatine is every season. Valaya gives summertime vibes, right? Like spring and summer, I think, is the best time to wear it. If you live in a warm climate, wear it all year round, right? Like it's cool. But Valaya, so very bright, sparkling, and it is so noticeable. Huge compliment getter. You're going to get noticed everywhere you go with Valaya. I truly love it. In the number 2 spot, Oriana, right? Oriana, there was so much love for this one right off the bat. And the love has only magnified and intensified as the years have gone on. This is a beautiful composition by perfumer, and I've worn so much of this. I don't know if you can tell, but it's down to here. It was composed by Hamid Merati Kashani and Natalie Lorson. Hamid Merati Kashani also did a bunch of other Parfums de Marly fragrances, including Leighton and Leighton Exclusive and Pegasus Exclusive. Like, he's a master, right? He also has a brand with his wife called Fábrica de la Musa, and he's made all of the fragrances for that. He's done Calle Ocho by Fulton and Rourke, which is very close to Angel Share. He's an amazing perfumer. Natalie Lorson has done tons and tons of work. I know people really love her for Encre Noir by Lalique. And here they combine Orange Blossom with Marshmallow. So this is a very sweet, sugary type of a fragrance, catering more so to a younger demographic, but it's beautiful, right? If you like fragrances like Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian Paris, you're going to love this one. The longevity is impeccable, but in the number 1 spot, you know, I think it would be kind of doing the brand a disservice in many ways if I didn't put this in the number 1 spot, especially considering the fact that it's Snoop Dogg's signature scent. I'm not entirely lying about that, but it's a beautiful perfume. My sister-in-law loves wearing it. I love smelling it. It is such an addictive aroma. I mean, you really can't go wrong with this one. It is so easy to wear. It's such a beautiful fragrance. Of course, I'm talking about the original Delina, right? Like you can infer that it's not on the table. So of course, I'm going to be talking about Delina. Rose, peony, lychee. It's fruity. It's sensual. It's the perfect balance between sweet and diffusive. So again, it makes sense that a lot of people would still go for the original versus exclusive for La Rosée. Of course, once you start to define your tastes a little bit better, you can make some of these more idiosyncratic decisions of like, you know what, I actually like some of the darker fragrances, so you're gonna go with exclusive. But for me personally, there's just something about the original Delina that is so likable, that is so easygoing, and it's just a mass appealing fragrance. Of course, it's always going to, with the success of any perfume, there's always going to be that polarizing element where, people say, oh, well, it's so popular, so I must hate on it. And that happens all the time, right? But there's no denying the fact that Delina is as popular as it is for a reason. It's a beautiful fragrance, feminine, elegant, a little playful, catering to a variety of demographics, great longevity. Anyway, thank you for watching. Sample these at ScentSplit if you can. I hope you took something of value from today's episode. Every Parfum de Marly perfume for women ranked from least favorite to favorite, and I gave you my thoughts and my rationale behind each one. What would be your personal list? If you had to rank these, what would you put at the #1 spot or in the top 3? I would love to hear from you. Drop your comment down below. I always love the interaction. And of course, if you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So thank you again so much for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.